I feel like this is a guidance, a suggestion from your higher selves, your teams, across the board for all of us. This hermit energy that is about healthy solitude, and as I was saying earlier, introspection, self reflection, reconnecting directly with the divine without necessarily needing a third party, which it's totally great. Third parties are great. If you are involved in some kind of spiritual religious tradition, including divination, watching tarot readers or whatever else, whatever else you do, if that's helpful to you, well, wonderful. Obviously I do this for a reason. I think, and plus it's the connection, the community, and learning from each other. We're all just reflecting one another back to ourselves. So the more connections that you can establish, the better you're going to learn about yourself anyway. But then there is a time and a place for this energy of retreating, kind of going on the DL for a little bit, retreating from the ways of the world so that you can look within. She does have this laptop, though. The way that it's depicted here, there's a reason we pick certain decks at certain times. There's, like I said, the traditional meanings, the analytical mind, but to remain as balanced as possible, it's best to incorporate both the analytical, reasoning mind, that's kind of like mathematical based, which is typically associated with like the masculine side, and then the feminine, which is the creative and the abstract and the intuitive above all aspects. So when you use the best of both worlds, right, guys? Because it's not right and wrong, it's right and left, and the balance between the two. We're binary beings. You need, people talk about with politics, right? Like left wing, right wing, this one's wrong, this one's left. Well, you need both wings to fly. You need to, there's, nature seeks equilibrium and not collaboration over competition. Yes, in the natural world, like the way that the what do you call it, like the natural hierarchy of like predator and prey and all of that stuff, the way it happens in the wild, yeah, there is this competition, yeah, because it's like Darwinian. You need that to survive. But we humans are evolving, hopefully, above and beyond that, even though we love killing each other. Yeah, we're the most dangerous animal in the world, because we kill off our own species. And we continue to do so till this very day. But the hope is, as the age of Aquarius is seeping in more and more, and this, what they talk about, this 5D split and all this wonderful stuff, it's happening slow and steady, but surely, or slowly but surely, and everything I just said. We're advancing beyond the need for competition and utilizing the gift of collaboration so that everybody's strengths and gifts are contributed to the greater good of the whole tribe, the whole human tribe. We have our immediate tribes, like, your immediate family, what do they call it? You guys know what I'm saying. So your immediate family, then you have your immediate community, then you have and it goes on and on and on. So, microcosm, macrocosm, we're all one big family, like that Jason Mraz lyric. Always bring music is just, it's such a wonderful thing because it's like everywhere. If it's everywhere you look, whenever it comes down to, especially spiritual subjects and metaphysics, poetry, music, arts, all that kind of stuff. And that all reflects back to the fact that human beings are much more evolved, and with collaboration, we're able to go much further than with competition. And another thing that I also like to say is that fear can motivate, absolutely, but only love can inspire. And that's the big difference here. So as I'm looking at this, she's got this laptop. which is not, this is the only time I've ever seen something like that illustrated in a tarot for the Hermit. I've seen the High Priestess with a laptop, which makes really good sense. But for the Hermit, I don't know if she's like closing it. I think maybe that might be the point, is that she's closing it and detaching from technology for a bit to go within so that she can hear that still small voice of intuition. Not necessarily audibly, although some people are clairaudient and actually hear the voices, and not in a schizophrenic way either. Like when you're prepared and you're spiritually strong enough and at that level where you're ready and you clairaudiently literally hear, well, I don't. Um my thing is clairsentience and claircognizance, is where I'm able to feel what you feel, and I'm able to just know information. Claircognizance, I'm able to access information like spiritual downloads, for instance, all the time, or just access information like read your mind to an extent, but not in a way that, like, I won't be able to read any further than what you would want to say anyway. It's not like I can read into things you don't want anyone to know. I can just like read into what like something that you would say before you say it, for example. Okay, so that's kind of like what claircognizance is. But some people can actually hear stuff. So going back to this, you could make those clairs, all those different clairs, and by clair that means clear. Yeah, so that's your intuitive self. Your mind, not just your brain, but your mind, becoming clear enough to receive messages directly from your higher self, your team, which is your spiritual guides, your potentially your ancestors and past on loved ones, angelic entities, all this above and beyond, these energies from the above and beyond, and connect directly to your, from within,